Welcome to the 5-Week Linguist Show. If you want to learn a language or you teach a language, you've come to the right place. Join Janina each week for tips, resources, and advice for making engaging language learning happen anytime, anywhere.
Welcome to the 5-Week Linguist Show. This week we're going to talk about some fun ways to get students talking in any world language class. My first activity is hot seat. And so break students up into groups and they devise questions on the topic of your choice. And you take turns sending members to the hot seat to answer their question. There's lots of talking. So this looks different in different levels and for different themes. So I really like to use this with verbs. And students have to brainstorm together in their group, formulating questions. And they'll find that they can really easily recycle a lot of questions that they've learned and that they can create new ones by just kind of changing a word or two out. And for beginners, keep the time period short. Everyone brainstorms and they ask questions of the person in the hot seat and they get a point for every question answered correctly. And they can't just be yes or no. And it might be a little scary the first time they do it, but they'll find they get really confident and they start laughing when they find that this isn't so hard. I can change a word here or there. They become more fluent. They get more comfortable. It's a really great activity. As they advance, I like to do this as a research project for culture. So assign them someone from the target language culture. It can be someone real. It can be someone from history. It can be a character that they make up. And essentially, you give them a set of questions and they have to research. And then they go in the hot seat and they have to be able to answer the questions in the target language. It's a great way to do culture and language together and learn a whole lot about famous people, singers, people from history, athletes. It's really great. Partner Pictionary. One talks, the other one draws what they said. It works with any level. I love doing this even in small groups. And I like to also call it draw what I say. It works well too on any remote learning. You'd have to do this as a whole class. So they get a piece of paper and they basically draw what you say and they have to hold it up to the camera. This is a really great activity too when they get talking for longer periods of time. They can describe something with a lot of detail to their partner, and their partner has to draw it, and then they have to check how well they described it and how well they understood, and you see the proof with the picture. It's very engaging. Pass it. This is one of my all-time favorite games for beginners. This is a non-COVID activity, of course, and I like to play target language music. And I get vocab items. I hand a vocab item to somebody and I start the music and then stop it. You can do flashcards as well, whatever theme you're studying. And then they have to say that word when the music stops. And then you keep adding into it and they pass it around and they say the word. Subtitles. So you put students in group and they act out a situation based on the theme you're studying and then act it out. And the groups go up again to act out the stories while the subtitles the other groups wrote or read aloud. So what this would really look like, let's say you have a situation where someone's ordering something or in a coffee shop. The students would all be taking notes who are the audience. So it's active participation. And then they're going to go up again and act out their stories while the other groups wrote what's read aloud. So basically they're narrating. At the end of the day, all it really is listening and speaking. And it makes them pay a lot of attention. And you could even have people act out other people's subtitles. That's always really fun. That's kind of like lip syncing. And it gets pretty advanced. There's a lot that you can do with this activity, but at the end of the day, it's taking notes of what somebody said and then recreating it. So it's just that active learning. Go fish. So any presentation that you have, you can print out doubles And I really like to do, Q&A type Go Fish. So do you have this? Yes, I have this. Do you have that? Yes, I have that. And you can put whatever grammar you want in there and adapt it. And I love using this for teaching object pronouns too. And so then they're talking the whole time. Do you have the bread? Yes, I have the bread. Or yes, I have it. Can I have it, please? Or give it to me. Those are those double object pronouns. And then you have pairs. So playing teacher. So have a student lead the class in your target language routines. And we have so much fun with this. So they have to ask all about the days and the everything you do on the calendar, lead the class in the pledge, part of our calendars. This usually happens later in the year and kids don't volunteer so much, but you'll have some extroverted ones who do it and they enjoy it. And then it becomes sort of like a class joke. They think it's funny and they'll do it and you get everybody participating. It's really a fun way to start class. Slides. This activity works really well for anything related to narrating in the past. And I absolutely love storyboards. Phreology.com has some really great ones. Or .org, I'm not sure. Students make up a sequence based on what they're learning and draw some pictures, and then they trade with another group who has to retell what they think happened. Talk time. Turn on a timer. Give a theme or let students choose one. The only requirement is to speak in the target language the whole time. 2 circles or 2 lines. This works really well in novice level classes. You can give them a speaking task, like ask 5 questions or greet 5 different people, talk in the target language as long as you can, some speaking activity from your text, and they get in 2 lines or form 2 circles, and they speak to the person across from them until they get a signal to change. And it's a great way to build community because everybody has to talk to each other, and it puts some movement in there. And I like to do this with musical lines or chairs, and it's similar to above, about those two circles and 2 lines, but with target culture music. And a lot of times I like to not eliminate people like you would do in musical chairs, but they have to answer a question if the chair doesn't land on you. And then maybe you put the chairs on the outside then and create another circle and then go back to those 2 circles. So really they're fun, instant ways to get people moving, doing activities, doing exercises, and getting them talking. I hope you found these useful. Until next time.
Thank you for listening to the 5-Week Linguist Show with Janina Klimas. Join us each week here and visit us at reallifelanguage.com/reallifelanguageblog for more resources for learning and teaching languages.